What is good, guys? Welcome to this new video on my channel, and today, as you can already see in the title, we're gonna talk about comparison. We're gonna talk about something a bit more deeper. We're gonna go a bit into our psychology, do a bit of a deep dive into that, and we're gonna tell you how you can take that comparison as motivation instead of insecurity. I'm just trying to explain this because if you really understand your psychology and really understand what is going on in your brain, you can shift your mindset, right? So without further ado, let's start right in. If you like this type of content, please subscribe and leave a like. Yeah, let's start right in. So what even is comparison? The definition of comparison is that it is the act of identifying similarities and differences between two or more things, right? Like, for example, if I buy a new phone, right? I look at this phone, I look at the other phone, and I compare them, right? I look at what does this phone have that this phone doesn't have. Anything really, the size, the camera, the year it was made, right? Now, what are the top 3 things we humans use comparison for? Number 1 is decision making. As I already told you with the phones, like let's say for example, you go to buy a car, right? You go to the dealership, you have 2 cars you really like, and you don't know which one should I buy, right? What do you start doing? You start comparing. You say, okay, what does this car have that this car doesn't have? Which car looks better? Which car has the better features? Because of that, in the end, then you decide which car you take, which car you buy, right? Number 2 is understanding or explaining. Like, for example, if I know someone that is really, really smart, and I wanna explain that to someone, I can say, yeah, she's so smart. Her head is like a computer. Her head is like a computer, right? Or you can say, this speaker is louder than a car, right? So people can understand, so people can explain something better, right? And number 3 is self-evaluation. We use that to judge our own abilities, appearance, and progress. And that is the one point that we are going to talk about today. And there are 5 reasons why we use comparison to self-evaluate. Number 1 is to define our identity. We look at other people and we say, oh, are we different than them? Are we similar than them? To define who am I and where do I belong and whatever. Number 2 is to measure progress, to track growth or success. We look at where we are in life, we look at where are others in life, and we compare ourselves to see where are we and can we even do better, or are we doing bad, or how are we doing, right? Number 3 is to set goals or gain motivation, because we see others, like you see that guy with that car and you say, oh man, I want that car too, so you're gonna work harder to get that car too, right? Number 4 is to fit in. You look at people maybe your age, you look at how they dress, you look at how you dress, and you compare and you think, yeah, I am like those people, right? I fit in, I belong there, so you know where you belong, right? And number 5 is, it's just in your brain. It's just wired in our brain. We just compare. We can't do other. We are just trained like that from nature, right? But out of these 5 points, I want to talk about 2 points, which are point 2 and point 3, to measure progress, to set goals, and motivation. So if you really think about it, like, I don't know about you, but me, you know a bit of my goals. Like, I want to be rich someday. I want to have freedom. I want to do whatever I want, right? I wouldn't want that if I wouldn't have compared myself in the first place, right? Because at some point, I saw other people with exotic cars. I saw other people with exotic houses. I saw people with money. I saw on TikTok, I was scrolling, I saw these people with like Andrew Tate, Iman Ghazi, we all know them, right? These people. And if I wouldn't have looked at that and wouldn't have thought to myself, well, I want to have that, but I don't. If I wouldn't have done that, I wouldn't be doing this right now. I wouldn't be sitting here right now, because I watched those videos, I saw these things, and I compared myself, and I was like, I want that, I don't have that, that is not good. And that is why I am doing this, right? To get there. Now, the thing is that there are 2 types of people, right? For example, let's take one guy. One guy, He sees these videos, he sees these people that are rich, he sees these guys, these people with the cars, with the watches, and he gets really motivated. He gets really driven, right? Really ambitious about it, and says, man, I wanna have that too. I wanna have the Lambo, I wanna have the Rolex, I wanna have that house. And he takes that, and that drives him to get to that goal, right? And he works, and eventually it works out and he has his goal, right? Easy as that. Then we have guy 2, also sees these videos, sees these guys with the cars, with the watches, with the houses, and he gets kind of sad because he's like, man, I don't have that. Why don't I have that, man? I want to have that too. I want to be like that too. And get discouraged, right? And the funny thing is, you aren't person 1 or person 2, you are both. Because every person is a human, just as me. Like, I have phases in my life where I'm really driven and ambitious, right? I go to work, I come home, I trade, I work for trading, I make videos, I go get a quick shower, eat something, work, go to sleep, next day the same, every day. Sometimes when I'm in school, I'm working the whole day on trading, when I'm really driven and ambitious. But then I have other times, right, other phases where I'm this kind of sad person, right? I come home, I'm like, fuck, I have to trade, I have to make money, but I lay down and I'm just sad, and I'm like, bro, I have to work more, I'm not doing enough, and I have to make money, right? And in school I'm gaming the whole time instead of working. And that's just the reality, because in the end, we are all humans, we all have feelings, and no one can be driven or ambitious the whole time. No one can tell me this, not even Andrew Tate or Iman, not even they were ambitious all the time, because it's normal to have self-doubt, it's normal to have insecurity, right? But it's important that that doesn't overtake in your life, right? And what isn't really helping are things that you then start thinking, because things that you think are, for example, people are special and I'm not, right? Because you see these people that are so rich, right? And from when we first go to school, it's just like we're like normal people, right? There's the singers, there's the actors, there's these guys, these entrepreneurs, right? But from then, when you're like in school and you start thinking and you know about jobs, it's never really a debate like you're gonna be an actor or you're gonna be a singer or an entrepreneur. It's just like you're gonna go to work, you're gonna do your stuff, and okay. So it is planted in your head from like really early, when you start thinking that you can't be that special guy, that actor, that singer, right? And that is wrong, because I also used to see these videos and see these rich guys worth like 100 million, right? And I was like, yeah, I want that too, but let's be realistic. I can't make 100 million. But somehow I shifted my mindset over the last few years, and now I'm like, I can confidently say I really think of myself that I am able to make 100 million. I mean, right now I have no money, right? I'm working, I'm trading, whatever. But I am confident in myself that I am able to make 100 million in this lifetime. 100%, I am confident in that. And how many people can say that? Because so many people say, no, there are only so few people that make that kind of money in their life. But why can't you be that person, right? And that is the thing that so much people think of. And what the problem is, what doesn't really help, is that you get made fun of if you say that shit. Maybe even if you go to your parents, right? If you tell some people, yeah, I want to make 100 million, they're gonna look at you and they're gonna laugh and they're gonna say, bro, you're not that guy. How do you want to make 100 million? Because it's so not normal, right? But just because it's not normal, not like that average, it doesn't mean you can't do it at all, right? And that's really also something you have to shift in your mindset. And now I'm gonna tell you about own examples, own experiences that I experienced from friends, or not they were not all friends, but just people that told me like they were better than me, or told me my stuff was bad, and that made me insecure and made me think maybe I'm not that guy. And in the past I often took these things as insecurity and didn't take it as motivation, right? For example, back in school there was this one guy. He was always like telling me, because of my height, because of my weight, he was always telling me like you're such a stick, and you're not gonna do that, and you're dumb and shit, right? And of course I wanted to be buff, right? I'm still want to be buff. Now I'm going gym. I'm gonna start boxing soon. I run every day. But back in the day, right, when that guy came to me and he told me, yeah, you're a stick and your weight, ha ha ha, like I was getting sad, right? Because I was like, oh man, this guy, and that was when I started thinking, well, I'm just always gonna be like this. I'm never gonna get buff. I can't gain more weight. I can't get bigger, right? And it's okay to feel sad for a bit. Like I already said, we are all humans. It is normal to feel emotions, of course. But it is important that you don't have this for too long. It is important that you take that, be sad a bit, go into yourself and think about it. But the next day you should go out there and say, bro, I'm gonna crush this guy, right? And I'm gonna go fucking gym. I'm gonna, I don't know what you wanna do. Go run, go box, go gym, go swim, whatever the fuck you wanna do, bro. Just do it. Not only to show that person like, fuck you, that's just an extra, right? But for you, because you can take that as fuel, as motivation. You should get angry and take that and work and work and work, so you can show yourself, wow, I can do this. But also, that's just a bonus, that's just an extra to tell that person, bro, fuck you, I did it. And you can't imagine how hyped I am, this whole trading stuff. There are people that are hating me. The same guy, ironically, said, nah, this things that he doing with trading, he has no clue and that's not working and shit. But just wait a few years, bro, and I'm so hyped for that moment when I know I made it. That guy is working some average job and I'm making his salary in fucking minutes, right? But that's just a bonus. Like the focus shouldn't be on the other person, right? But you can take that, what the other person says, as fuel to motivate yourself to do something. Like for example, I already made a TikTok about this. A few weeks ago I started jogging, right? I said, okay, 5k a day. I went jogging 5k a day. Okay, like 2 weeks after that I was working. I work in a retail store. And this guy that I know came to me and he was like, bro, yeah, I saw you run 5k every day, that's cool and shit. I run 10k every 2 days. And he wasn't hating on me, I don't think so. He was just telling me like, yeah, I also go jogging, I run like 10k and shit. And I was like, okay, he runs 10k. And what I did in that moment was I compared myself to him, of course. And the rest of the day I was a bit pissed because I was like, fuck, bro, this guy runs 10k and I only run 5, bro. I have to run more, right? And I was sad that evening also. I was lying here and I was like, oh man, he runs 10k, I only run 5, man. Oh shit, man, it's tragic, right? But the next day I took that information, I took that comparison, I fueled it as motivation, and the next day, guess what I did? I went running, I ran 10k without one pause, right? I just ran 10k. And when I hit 10k, I was so proud of myself because I ran 10k, I took that motivation as fuel, and that's really important. Because back in the day, I know I would have stopped jogging, honestly. If it was like 2-3 years in the past and that guy would have came to me and told me that, I would have said, oh shit, man, I'm never gonna be as good as him, I'm never gonna be better or shit, why am I even doing this? And I would have stopped. And also this thing with getting made fun of, this fear of getting made fun of, that's really the dumbest fear you can have, because I'm sure you heard of this, no millionaire will judge you or make fun of you for trying to become rich. As well as no athlete, if you're I don't know, fucking 500 pounds, right? And you're telling an athlete, I want to look like you, I want to weigh only, I don't know, 150. He's not going to make fun of you and say, oh, you're never going to do that because you're so fat and shit. He's going to say, yeah, do that, bro, because those people that are there, they know you have to go through the rough times to get to there where you want. It's like these people that are hating me right now, they just know I'm doing better than them. And I have no fear of getting made fun of, because if someone makes fun of me right now of this shit that I'm doing right now, it's like, bro, why should I even listen to that person? Because, for example, let's say I'm trying to tell you how to play golf, right? I don't know shit about golf. How should I be able to tell you how you can play golf, right? And that's the funny thing, because when I do this trading shit and someone that has never took a trade in his life comes to me and tells me, no, that shit, that's gambling, bro, why the fuck should he know? He has no clue about trading. But a trading millionaire would never say that, because he knows, right? So let's go over everything a bit. So how do most people react to comparison? Most people have negative self-judgment, like I'm not good enough, or feel worthless, right? And the result of that is just low self-esteem and insecurity. They get jealous, they get discouraged, and they just focus too much on what the others have, right? And then feel bad because they don't have it, instead of looking for yourself and look at how can I get that, right? And what I mean with discouragement is just like what I said before, like you feel overwhelmed and you think that success is out of reach. You think, oh, I'm not special, I can't do that. And that's just wrong, because then you're going to give up instead of trying. You're going to avoid trying because you think, I can't do that, and that's the wrong thing. So how should you react to comparison? You should take comparison as inspiration. You should have that growth mindset, self-reflect, and be grateful for what you have now. For example, I'm grateful over the last few months I was able to gain a few followers on YouTube, a few followers on TikTok. I don't have bad numbers. I'm grateful for that, right? But I could also now, I could look at fucking, I don't know, Andrew Tate and say, oh, he's the most Googled man and I want to be like him. But I'm just grateful for what I have now and working for the future so I can be like anyone I want in the future, right? So what is the key takeaway? So most people react emotionally, right? They get compared and they are like, oh man, they get sad and emotional and like, why can I do that, and blah blah blah, right? And that's the wrong way to go. You have to use comparison as a mirror for growth and not as a weapon for self-judgment. And if you understand this, you can shift your mindset. And that is what I really thought about the last few months, especially after this one thing with the jogging happened, because comparison really can kill your dreams, really can eat you up inside without you even noticing. But I can just tell you, if you watch this video till now and you really adapt to the things that I just told you and you understand this, you can actively shift your mindset. And the next time when someone tells you you can do this and you can, or you see someone and you compare yourselves with that, just think back to this video and think at what I told you. You won't be sad anymore. You can take that comparison as fuel to motivate yourself. Yeah, at this point we are already at the end of this video. I hope it was helpful. I really like making these type of videos because I think they can help the most. If you liked it, please subscribe and leave a like, and I would be really thankful if you could share this with someone. If you have someone, like, this isn't even a trading specific video. This is a video for anyone, actually, for anyone, because everyone has something they want to do. Everyone has goals they want to achieve and get compared with them and self-compare, right? And this video is important for anyone. So if you have anyone to share this with that you think could be interested in this, please do so. And yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I hope we'll see each other in a future video. Till then, don't stop grinding, don't stop working. You're gonna achieve what you want. I believe in you, many other people also believe in you, and yeah, I wish you a nice rest of your week.